Hi, my name is Maria Molina. I'm the One Stop South Outreach Specialist. I'm also the school counselor at Miami Youth Academy, TGK, Metro West in Boys Town. Miami Youth Academy is a residential commitment facility for boys grades 6 through 12. They come to us from all over the state of Florida through the Department of Juvenile Justice. While they're with us, I provide educational services and I also create their educational plan, which once they're released, their county's transition specialists will utilize this to see the recommendations made for their educational placement. TGK and Metro West students are incarcerated. They're either being tried as adults or have been sentenced as adults. Once they turn 18, they will be transferred to an adult prison. Sometimes they are bonded out and their charges are dropped and they're released. In that case, I do continue to track them once they return back to an educational setting, and I also make sure that they get counseling services as well. While they're at TGK, they all receive therapeutic counseling services through a community-based organization, and I extend those services to the families and to the siblings so that we can instill preventative measures. Boys Town is a shelter for students that are undocumented and unaccompanied. They reside at the shelter until they're fostered out or the family member picks them up. I'm also currently assisting students in the central area that are released from the detention center. Once they're released, I contact the families to make sure that they're back in a school setting, or if they need assistance. I also refer them for counseling services if they do not have court-appointed services. I've been a school counselor with Miami-Dade County Public Schools for 23 years. 18 of those years have been with alternative education. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dan Wynn, and I've been with Miami-Dade County Public Schools since 1993. During those 27 years, I've had the good fortune of working with Alternative Ed and the Education Alternative Outreach Program for the entire time. My role currently is as a transition support specialist. I work with students who are returning to Miami-Dade County from counties throughout the state following commitment in juvenile justice commitment programs. I have a team of 67 colleagues throughout the state who are in similar roles in each of their various counties, assisting students as they return to their school, whether it be a community school, an alternative school, an adult education setting, or a private placement. For most of our kids, an alternative setting may be the best site for them since they're looking to recover credits or look for some way to make a transition back into a traditional setting. In some cases, some of our students are very appropriately placed in a traditional setting. We look very closely at the credits, the placement, the prospects for each of the students before making recommendations. And one of the things that we do note is that many of these students feel very estranged from their education. They've been pushed away and pulled away by various mechanisms, oftentimes of their own making. And we know that their families are desperate. They're looking for some way to reconnect with schools and find some support for their children. The communities are looking to help these students as well and find ways to get them involved in pro-social activities. And the schools, I know, want these students to be successful. Just know that you in Miami-Dade County in the schools, you have a partner in One Stop. One Stop is here to support you as you deal with the transition needs of your students.
Greetings, my name is Andrea Fletcher Dawkins, and I am an outreach and transitional specialist with One Stop. I've been an employee of Miami-Dade County Public School for 25 years, 22 of which I was a trust specialist in a middle and high school setting. I've had the pleasure of working with Educational Alternative Outreach Program for 3 years, and one of my responsibilities is to work with the Miami-Dade AMI Kids North and South. At these two schools, we have students that are on conditional release. And AMI Kids provide vocational education, behavior modification, as well as mental health services. And I'm there to provide the academic component of looking at their courses to make sure that they have what they need to transition to a credit recovery program to a traditional setting or GED. Another part of my responsibility is to work with the JPOs. If they need assistance in trying to determine appropriate educational setting or wraparound services, then I'm there to also provide that service as an outreach specialist, as well as working with Together for Children with our community-based organization, where we meet to talk about the needs of our community, and if there is a need for housing or food or job placement for our youth, then we collaborate with our community-based organizations to help provide those services and counseling services for our student. Thank you and be well.
Hi, my name is Carlos Beldem. I'm wraparound services specialist in one-stop education and community service in the South area, from Rochester, Canada to Homestead and Florida City. I have been working with the program for 2 years and a half. Before that, I was involved in the community for 10 years providing social work services, outpatient therapy services, and pastoral services. One-stop program is unique for families with youth that are involved with the Department of Juvenile Justice, and usually those families feel desperate and unable to cope with their situation. This is a program that really believes in and advocates for second opportunities. In partnership with the Department of Juvenile Justice, we cover the gap between the time that those youth are released from the detention centers and the time that they begin to be supervised by the juvenile correctional officer. That time could be anywhere from 1 month to 3 months, and those youth are really in higher risk to get in trouble again and come back to the detention centers. During that time, we empower those youth and families, facilitating the transition to tailored school setting that could be traditional school setting, alternative school, or vocational program. We also link them with different community-based organizations that provide different services such as legal aid, financial aid, housing, tutoring services, mental health services, and others. We are part of the Together for Children initiative and the Neighborhood Coalition. Specifically in the South, we have 2 big coalitions, Berrien Gould Regional High and Homestead Florida City and Island. If you or your client need our services or need additional information, please don't hesitate to contact me or any of our fantastic specialists in the Central or North area. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Madeline Hegarty, and I'm a social worker and the wraparound services specialist with One Stop covering the North region. I've been with Dade County Public Schools for 4 years, and I've been with Alternative Education for 1. My role at One Stop is to work with youth who have been released from secure detention or are unsupervised released home detention, basically any interaction with the juvenile justice system, whether or not they're on probation, and assist them with transitioning back to school. This might mean working with the families to get them into a more appropriate school setting, as well as working with the schools to find what school setting might be best for the child, or transitioning them back to the home school that they were already attending. I also work with community-based organizations and the juvenile probation officers to put services in place for the kid if the family is open to that, which could be individual counseling, family counseling, etc. Personally, I like to visit the schools and visit the youth at the schools that they attend, so there is a face-to-face interaction and we can build on that relationship so that I can be a better advocate for them personally, as well as an ally for the family, assisting them with knowing their educational rights and assisting you guys at the school sites so that you know we're here to support you. If the child is really just not the best fit at your school, let's work together to find out where they might be successful. I look forward to meeting all of you. Thanks so much.
Greetings, my name is Susan Hansen. I have worked for Miami-Dade County Public Schools for 29 years, 15 of which have been spent in alternative education. As a member of the One Stop team, I serve 3 different roles: as outreach transition specialist, as academic advisor, and as social emotional curriculum support specialist. In my role as outreach transition specialist, I serve as a member of the commitment team. Commitment staffings are held for students who are considered for appearance in court. either juvenile court or adult court. During these meetings, all stakeholders, which include juvenile probation officers, students, parents, education, attorneys, and commitment managers, get together to make decisions and recommendations on how best to support the needs of students in the least restrictive environment. We recommend programs that can range from either day treatment program or residential program that students agree to attend. Or in our least restrictive environment, students can be placed on probation with education and counseling support. In my role of academic advisor and social emotional curriculum support specialist, I support 2 schools. PACE Center for Girls, which is a voluntary, holistic educational program whose purpose is to keep students, specifically girls, out of the juvenile justice program. I also support Miami Girls Academy, which is a residential program in which trauma-informed services are delivered to students in a very targeted manner. If you have any further questions regarding these 2 programs, please do not hesitate to contact me. Additionally, if you have any other one-stop support, concerns, or questions, you may contact me as well. I'm available by email, and I can also provide you my phone number once you've reached out to me by email. Thank you.